Welcome to today's video where we'll be talking about one of the most influential bands of the late 1990s and early 2000s, Blink-182. This American rock band from Poway, California, formed in 1992 and quickly rose to fame with their catchy punk rock tunes and humorous lyrics. Composed of Mark Hoppus on bass and vocals, Tom DeLonge on guitar and vocals, and Travis Barker on drums, Blink-182 became a household name with their third album, Enema of the State, which included hit singles like All the Small Things and What's My Age Again. Over the years, Blink-182 has gone through various lineup changes, with Matt Skiba replacing DeLonge on guitar and vocals in 2015. Despite these changes, the band continues to create new music and perform live shows for their dedicated fan base. So, whether you're a longtime fan or new to their music, join us as we dive into the world of Blink-182 and explore their history, music, and impact on the music industry. Blink-182 was formed in Poway, California in 1992 by Mark Hoppus, Tom DeLonge, and drummer Scott Raynor. Hoppus and DeLonge were childhood friends and began playing music together in high school. They later met Raynor through a mutual friend and started playing shows around the San Diego area. In 1993, the band released their debut album, Cheshire Cat, which gained them a following in the local punk rock scene. They continued to tour and release music, and in 1997, they released their breakthrough album, Dude Ranch, which included the hit single Damn It. Following the success of Dude Ranch, Blink-182 signed with a major record label, MCA Records, and released their third album, Enema of the State, in 1999. The album was a huge commercial success and included hit singles like All the Small Things and What's My Age Again. However, despite their success, tensions began to arise within the band. Raynor was fired in 1998 due to issues with alcoholism and was replaced by Travis Barker. This new lineup of Hoppus, DeLonge, and Barker went on to release 4 more albums together before DeLonge departed from the band in 2015. Since then, Blink-182 has continued to make music and perform live shows with Matt Skiba of Alkaline Trio replacing DeLonge on guitar and vocals. Despite the lineup changes and personal struggles, Blink-182 has remained a beloved and influential band in the punk rock and pop punk genres. Mark Hoppus and Tom DeLonge, the founding members of Blink-182, met in the 7th grade at Rancho Bernardo Middle School in San Diego, California. They quickly became friends and bonded over their shared love of music. Both Hoppus and DeLonge were interested in playing punk rock music, and they began playing together in various bands throughout their high school years. After graduating high school, Hoppus moved to Los Angeles to attend college, while DeLonge stayed in San Diego. However, the two continued to collaborate on music and would often record songs and send them back and forth between each other. In 1992, Hoppus decided to leave college and move back to San Diego to focus on music full-time. He reconnected with DeLonge, and the two began playing music together more seriously. They began to perform live shows around the San Diego area, and in 1993, they released their debut album, Cheshire Cat, under the name Blink. The album received positive reviews and gained the attention of independent record label Cargo Music, who signed the band to a distribution deal. With the backing of Cargo Music, Blink began to gain a larger following in the punk rock scene and continued to tour and release music. In 1996, Blink-182 signed with MCA Records and released their second album, Dude Ranch, which included the hit single Damn It. The album was a commercial success and helped to propel the band into the mainstream. Despite their success, the band continued to face challenges, including tensions within the group and Raynor's issues with alcoholism. However, the band persevered and went on to achieve even greater success with their next album, Enema of the State, which solidified their place in the pop-punk genre. Today, Blink-182 is recognized as one of the most influential bands of the late 90s and early 2000s and continues to inspire new generations of punk rock and pop-punk musicians. Scott Raynor, the original drummer of Blink-182, was fired from the band in 1998. According to Hoppus and DeLonge, Raynor's dismissal was due to his ongoing struggles with alcoholism and his unwillingness to seek help for his addiction. Raynor's alcoholism had been a growing concern for the band, and his behavior had begun to impact their ability to tour and perform. During a tour in Australia in 1998, Raynor's drinking reportedly got out of control, and he missed several shows, which led to the band canceling the rest of the tour. After the tour, Hoppus and DeLonge approached Raynor about his drinking and encouraged him to seek help. However, Raynor refused to go to rehab, and the band ultimately made the decision to let him go. Following his departure from Blink-182, Raynor continued to struggle with alcoholism and had several run-ins with the law. He later went on to work as a carpenter and construction worker and has largely stayed out of the public eye. In interviews, Hoppus and DeLonge have expressed regret about the way Raynor's departure from the band was handled and have praised his contributions to Blink-182's early music. The Enema of the State era was a pivotal moment in the history of Blink-182. The album, which was released in 1999, marked the band's major label debut and represented a significant shift in their sound and style. Enema of the State was a departure from Blink-182's earlier, more raw punk rock sound, featuring more polished production and a heavier emphasis on melody and catchy hooks. The album was produced by Jerry Finn, who worked with the band to create a more polished and radio-friendly sound that would appeal to a wider audience. The album was a commercial success, reaching No. 9 on the Billboard 200 and spawning several hit singles, including All the Small Things, What's My Age Again, and Adam's Song. The success of the album helped to propel Blink-182 into the mainstream and solidified their place as one of the leading bands of the pop-punk genre. The Enema of the State era was also notable for its iconic music videos, which featured the band performing in various humorous and irreverent scenarios. The video for All the Small Things, which parodied boy bands and pop stars of the time, became a cultural phenomenon and helped to further cement the band's popularity. However, despite their success, tensions within the band were beginning to surface. DeLonge, who had struggled with substance abuse and personal issues, was increasingly at odds with Hoppus and Barker over the direction of the band's music and their creative process. This tension would eventually lead to DeLonge's departure from the band in 2005. Despite these challenges, the Enema of the State era remains a significant moment in Blink-182's history, representing a turning point in their sound and style and helping to introduce the band to a wider audience. The album and its accompanying music videos continue to be celebrated and referenced by fans and musicians alike, and its impact on the pop-punk genre cannot be overstated. After a 4-year hiatus, Blink-182 announced their reunion in February 2009. The announcement came as a surprise to fans, many of whom had assumed that the band had broken up for good. The reunion was sparked by a chance encounter between Hoppus and Barker, who had not spoken in several years. The two reconnected and began talking about the possibility of getting the band back together. They reached out to DeLonge, who initially expressed reservations about rejoining the band but eventually agreed to participate. The reunited Blink-182 performed their first show together in nearly 5 years in March 2009 at the Roxy Theater in Los Angeles. The show was well received, and the band went on to announce a full-scale tour, which sold out in record time. The reunion era saw the band release their 6th studio album, Neighborhoods, in 2011, which marked their first album in 8 years. The album featured a more experimental sound and was influenced by the members' individual interests and experiences during the hiatus. The reunion era was not without its challenges. However, DeLonge, who had been increasingly focused on his extraterrestrial research and music projects outside of Blink-182, reportedly clashed with Hoppus and Barker over the band's direction and creative process. In 2015, DeLonge abruptly left the band once again, citing creative differences and other commitments. The band continued on with Alkaline Trio's Matt Skiba taking over guitar and vocal duties, and they released their 7th album, California, in 2016. Despite the ups and downs of the reunion era, the band's reunion marked a significant moment in their history and represented a return to form for one of the most influential and beloved bands of the pop-punk genre. The band's continued success and popularity are a testament to their enduring legacy and the impact they have had on generations of music fans. As of 2023, the members of Blink-182 are currently pursuing their own projects and endeavors. Mark Hoppus has been involved in various music projects since the band's hiatus in 2005, including his band Plus 44 and collaborations with other musicians. He has also worked as a television host and radio personality, and is currently hosting a podcast called After School Radio. Travis Barker has also been busy with a variety of projects, including collaborations with other musicians, producing music, and serving as a judge on the television show The Voice. He also released a memoir in 2021 titled, Can I Say, Living Large, Cheating Death, and Drums, Drums, Drums. After leaving Blink-182 for the second time, Tom DeLonge has focused on his extraterrestrial research and other music projects, including his band Angels and Airwaves. He has also authored several books and has been involved in various film and television projects related to his interest in UFOs and the paranormal. In 2016, Matt Skiba officially joined Blink-182 as DeLonge's replacement and has been touring and recording with the band ever since. Skiba is also a member of the band Alkaline Trio and has released several solo albums. Overall, the members of Blink-182 remain active in the music industry and continue to be influential figures in the pop-punk genre. While they may not be working together as a band at the moment, Their legacy and impact on music and popular culture continue to be felt by fans around the world. To conclude this biography, the song Edging was just released as the boy prepared for a reunion world tour with Tom DeLonge back in the mix. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share. We will see you next time. And remember kids, you're never too old to predict,